The new mortgage just dropped. You got 40-year mortgages now instead of the traditional 30-year mortgage, which doesn't really change much. I don't know why, this is the thing that everyone's pushing for. I mean, it's going to lower your monthly payment, make you think like you're saving money when in reality you're not saving any money. And ultimately is addressing a problem, but offering a really, really short term, like almost non-existent solution, because making your mortgage 40 years doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't fix the core problem at hand. But if we look at these 40-year mortgages, you can see even the FHA approved this. You could see 40-year mortgages been approved by the FHA to make it easier for first-time home buyers to enter the market. This move aims to reduce monthly mortgage payments, which have risen 30% in the past year. 40-year mortgage can lower your payment by, compared to a 30-year mortgage, but also adds more interest over time. So obviously, this is the big problem, right? I don't know why people focus on your payments so much. When you go and buy a car, it's always, what do you want your monthly payment to be? Because they can always work with that. But ultimately, you're usually getting screwed over if you're focusing on your monthly payment. When you lower your monthly payment, but up the time of the mortgage, say 30 to 40 years, you get an extreme amount of interest that you're going to be paying on that. And it comes with a bunch of other negative effects over time, like building equity and stuff like that. So, this 40-year mortgage, obviously, the big thing is housing affordability is like all-time lows. People aren't even thinking about buying houses because they just don't even imagine they can afford them. So there has to be some sort of solution to this. And if this is the road they're going down, we're going to have 50-year, 60-year, 80-year, 100-year mortgages pretty soon. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to get a mortgage that's going to be 3 generations, and your kids' are going to be paying off your mortgage because for some reason that's the way that they think to address this problem. But if you want to look at some of the math of the 40-year mortgage, this is some of the things, right? So this guy did on a $312,000 house. You would get 6.85%. At the monthly payment would be $2,044 for a 30-year, and for a 40-year, it would be $1,904. Then he goes on to say, if $140 a month is the difference between you affording a home and not affording a home, I'm not sure you should be buying this home. And you'll also pay $170,000 more in interest. So to save what, like $140 a month, you're going to pay almost 200 grand in extra interest expenses. So you can see how that's not really a savings, right? Over time, you're getting screwed. So this isn't a solution. If the difference between you owning a house and everything is 140 bucks, like you can't afford that house. It's just very simple. But I think this is more of a psychological thing people are trying to do, right? If you look at this, $2,000 above 2,000, you would say that's pretty expensive. But below it, even if just $1,900, psychologically you look at it and say, okay, that's better, right? Even though it's not a big difference. And there's even more problems that come along with a 40-year mortgage. For even just those 10 years come with bigger problems, right? A massive interest payment over time, and you lower your monthly payment by not a lot. So no benefits there. But also, you have problems with the equity here. So you can see equity builds a lot slower. So if you compare it to the 30-year, you can see for a 30-year loan, you would have 29% equity after 10 years under the loan terms and for that. With a 40-year loan, you would have 22% equity by the same point. So that also lowers the amount of money you might have available to you, or equity if you wanted to borrow against your house and stuff, or even just build the equity, right? Just have the equity. It's never a bad thing to have equity. So if you take this to compare these numbers, right? Just say you have a $400,000 house, right? So with a 30-year loan, you would have $116,000 in equity after 10 years. So you'd be a third done with your payments, and with the 40-year, you'd be a quarter done. So 116,000 for the 30, and then for the 40, you would have around 88,000, which would mean you would have a difference of $28,000 in equity built by that time. Also, you would have more interest paid in that time. Instead of equity, you have interest. So you are throwing more money away. So in the same example, you're down $28,000 in equity, and you're also paying an absolute arm and a leg more in interest. So you're getting hit from both sides. You can see why This is a band-aid solution to something like housing affordability. If houses are too expensive, you have to build more houses, right? That's the solution there, but for some reason, that's not what anyone wants to do. And because this doesn't address any real problems, right, other than trying to lower your monthly payment by $100, which what's that going to do, right? It also brings up the bigger problem too, where if you can't afford the house, you're going to rent the house, and even if mortgages are this high and it's $2,000 for the mortgage, your rent's going to be more than $2,000. So you're kind of at a lose-lose, and this 40-year mortgage thing, it just doesn't fix anything. It literally doesn't fix anything other than trying to lower monthly payments for who, because it's not really changing anything. If you cut the monthly payment in half, maybe, but then you're looking at a 60-year mortgage, right? So it's really kind of a worthless thing. It doesn't really matter. It sounds good. It sounds like people are trying to go in the right direction, but ultimately, nothing's happening. You're still getting screwed over if you go to a 40-year with interest, equity buildup. It's not worth it, really. And if you couldn't afford it at a 30-year mortgage, and you think you can at a 40-year because the monthly payment's lower, you can't afford that, right? You can't afford the house. If you needed the 40 years instead of 30, you just simply can't afford it. So that's all like residential real estate stuff, right? Living in the house. But if we look at the last thing here from Elon Musk, what he's saying, you can see him saying that the state of the commercial real estate debt market is by far the most serious looming issue. Real estate, I guess, has a lot of doom and gloom in it right now, right? Housing affordability for people, all-time lows. People basically not even imagining buying a house, trying to roll out 40-year mortgages for no real reason. And then commercial real estate is also suffering. Buildings are like half empty or sitting empty, and this debt's coming due in a time where the money printer is not currently on. So we'll see how it all plays out, right? It seems like not the greatest combination of things. And maybe, well, definitely if rich people own the houses, then the money printer will come on and they'll get bailed out, no problem. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.